Good morning, welcome back to live shopping. Did you enjoy the last hour? I loved it. I haven't taught scrapbooking for so long, but I absolutely loved it. And I hope you did too. Now we've got a real special treat for you because we're bringing you Frosted Whispers. We launched this yesterday and it was so popular that we've decided to do another hour of it for you so you can get more inspiration and education from our Lily, who's going to be demonstrating for you. We've got our Emily on cameras and we've got Amber in the production seat. There we are. So we've got a whole team in for you today. First of all, let me tell you how to shop with us. All right, so you can watch us on Facebook. You can also watch us on Instagram, YouTube, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop on either Facebook or Instagram with us, we're going to show you a product, and that product will have a code. And all you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video. So if you look at your screen right now, those two words that are in bold, that's what you're going to type in. Then we're going to send you a direct message, and in that message you will find a link. Click the link. That will take you to our website, highlightcrafts.com, where I need you to log into your account and then check out, please. Now, logging in is super important, because logging in means you access your club member benefits. Maybe sitting there going, I'm not a club member, Mel. If you've got an account with us, it automatically and for free makes you a club member. And a club membership means that there's no fee, first of all. Secondly, you're going to get free postage on any basket over £35 after your discounts. Talking of discounts, you're going to get a discount off every single order. So we do that in tiers. So if you're brand new today, you'll get 5%. Once you've spent X amount with us, it then goes up to 10%. So you go up through the tiers. So the more you spend, the more you save, basically. But you get that on every order. You also then get loyalty points for every pound that you spend, which is amazing, isn't it? And then, as I said earlier, if your basket's over £35 after discounts, we pay your postage, which is great, isn't it? Now, if you'd rather shop directly on the website, you can do that. You can watch us on there as well. So just go to highlightcrafts.com, click watch live, press play, and as soon as that show begins, all those items will appear down the right hand side of your screen. You then select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they'll appear as a little red shopping bag at the top of the page, and then all you need to do to log in and check out is click that bag. If you'd like notifications before we go live, just type the word live into the comments underneath the video, and that will give us permission to do so. And if you really don't want to miss out, you can shop ahead from midnight. Yes, you can. Right, Lily, where do you want to start?
Should we start off with the dies?
Yeah, go on then.
Absolutely, they are beautiful. So these launched just yesterday, really popular with you guys at home because it's just such a beautiful, tranquil, winter themed collection. Now, of course, it's going to be brilliant for all of your Christmas cards, but the whole season of winter, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Now, you are getting all 4 die sets within this collection here. Details on your screen does include your artwork as well, which is going to be that perfect partner for all of these beautiful dies, but the designs are timeless. So if we start at the top here, you've got that instant scene setter, which are your beautiful fir trees. As we see these on the board, it is a multiple die set there, nested dies, and I believe you're getting 6 dies in total alongside their matching reflections. It's going to be great to start to build up those scenes and start to really build up your perspective with all those different sizes. Then next of all, we move on to this beautiful die set here, which is more of your foliage. So this one is your frosty foliage, and you can see there within that die, within that coloured artwork, you've got all that lovely frost, like you've just woken up on a crisp winter's morning.
My favourite day.
And it's blanketed, I know you'd love this one, but it's blanketed in that thick, you know, that really crunchy sort of frost that you get, really thick frost. And when you walk over, perhaps you're walking into the woodlands, you can hear all that crunch underneath your feet. It's just absolutely magical, and this collection encapsulates those sorts of mornings absolutely beautifully. So that one's included with its detailed die and the outer matte and layer die as well, which you can choose to use or not. That choice is absolutely yours. And then we move on to my 2 personal favourites, your lovely characters. Now, it wouldn't be a 2 Red Robins collection without our lovely wildlife, and we've got the 2 most beautiful deer as part of this collection. You've got your Talia and you've got your Aspen. Your lovely, really regal stag in there, and your lovely little, cute little deer as well in Talia. Great for starting to build that personality, that character into your projects. It's a beautiful die collection, really calming, really classic, and it's going to work brilliant for those Christmas cards, but for the whole season of winter as well.
And can I just draw your attention to this sample from our Kath? This is the kind of thing I used to do when I had time.
Oh, I know. Oh, those were the days.
TV's gone off. This is absolutely beautiful. So she's used an old hardback book covered with rice papers from Fantasy Rice Paper Download. It was number 24 and 11. She's very good, our Kath, she's given us the information. And she's used modelling paste and hybrid paints for the bark. So if I turn it round, look at that. Isn't that just fabulous? And then I'm guessing she's just created that little stage, if you like, out of cardstock. Isn't that beautiful? Imagine that on your fireplace at Christmas.
Wow.
You made that for somebody, that would become your family heirloom. It's stunning, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Great job there, Kath. Now, on top of the dies, Lily, we're also going to get the Minecraft Studio, aren't we?
You certainly are.
So let's go through that as well. Now, this is lovely. Go on, you take them through that.
Oh, they are absolutely beautiful. So the scenes within here, you've got your daytime scenes, you've got your sunrise, your sunset, you've got those beautiful amber colours coming in as well. What are you giggling
Pamela
at?
Jones says, I prefer download shopping as I get a fix without having to explain why the postman is staggering.
Oh,
absolutely. I love that
postman.
That's brilliant.
Oh dear, yeah, it's brilliant as well because they're totally instant. So you can literally be crafting with these as soon as you check out. So you've got all your lovely blue, icy blue colour tones, but mixed in with those little hints of your amber, of your yellow, that lovely warm golden glow from the sun on there. They almost feel that heat from the sun against that lovely icy background. Then move on to our overlay. So these are fabulous. The background's not actually white, the background is clear, which means you can be adding these onto any of your other backing papers. If you've got things like your textures, they can go over the top to give you that lovely print over the top of whatever surface you are putting underneath. Or of course as well, if you want to print those onto your coloured card, your craft card, you can absolutely be doing that as well. Love the fact that we've also included for you some of our sentiments. Now, if you got your hands on our toner printer, of course you could actually be foiling these once you printed them, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And of course, with them being Minecraft Studio, you can blow them up, you can make them smaller, and you've got lots of options. And they're lovely sentiments as well.
These are. Step softly, the forest dreams in winter.
Isn't that lovely?
I love that. I've never ever heard that sentiment before. You're dear to me.
Oh.
Winter woods and warm hearts, warmest thoughts on the coldest days. May your winter days be merry, your nights be bright, and your heart be light. These are lovely.
They're gorgeous,
aren't they?
Really heartfelt, more like verses rather than just your sentiments. And then we move on to your icons, your scene building elements. So if you want to be creating your cards digitally on Minecraft Studio, you've got all that artwork that allows you to do just that, and it's beautiful. It's the artwork that you've seen in the dies, but this time in that digital format. It is beautiful. What a fantastic resource to get crafting for all of your winter makes. It's beautiful. Doesn't stop there though. We then bring in these fabulous digi stamps. So if you love colouring all your textures, perhaps it's going to be alcohol pens, maybe it's going to be your pencils, your watercolour markers, or perhaps you're going to be using these for techniques like your foiling or your pyrography. You've got all that beautiful detail within all 5 of those lovely images. Then just to finish it off, to go alongside your dies, you do get all of those lovely reflections as well. So super easy, just print them off at 100%, lay your die over the top, and you can get that beautiful coloured artwork nice, quickly and easily, which is great for Christmas cards because we tend to have loads of Christmas cards to make. If you're anything like me, you leave it to the last minute, so that is a great time saver. Yeah, me and you both, Mel.
Right, now then, if you would like the Minecraft Studio by itself, can we put that up? So your bundle is shop bundle $44.99, shop MCS, that's $6.99, so you've got that included, so you're not paying for that separately. But if you just want the Minecraft Studio, you can have that too, shop MCS, $6.99. But if you want SVG files, you can get that by itself for $9.99, or you can buy it as the bundle with Minecraft Studio, which is what I would encourage you to do, because you've got the overlays and the scenes, you've got the beginning of your story here in there. So shop digital, $14.99 for your Minecraft Studio and your SVG files. And remember, we give you them in reverse. So if you wanted to work in something like a glass dome or inside a big bauble, when you use your reflections, because they'll go back to back, no matter which way that bauble turns, you're not going to see that white back because you've got them in reverse, which is different. You can't do that with the die. You'd have to buy a separate die. But with an SVG file, because you've got that artwork in reverse, honestly, the world's your oyster. So Frosted Winter, SVGs and MCS, Shop Digital, $14.99. Right, I'll come back to the printable elements a little bit later on, but we've got some glitters in here for you. We've put these on because we've got some silver holographic. Look at that. That's like a disco ball. Look at that.
It's fabulous.
Oh, yeah, it is coming across on the screen. Look how I love it. It's like one of those kaleidoscopes.
Oh, yeah.
You've also got an iridescent version with almost like a mother of pearl on there as well, and then you've got your purples and your pinks as well. So if you want that one, it's Shop South, $16.99. Now we've also brought you our artificial snow. Have you used this before, Lily?
Oh, it's brilliant.
You get a ton of it. Literally, there's loads of it. You're actually getting 100 grams. That's a lot.
Yeah,
right?
it's that lightweight.
But it's so light, but it does have that iridescent shimmer to it, and it's lovely. And this is brilliant for your snow. Drop it into your paints, drop it into your pastes, use your glues, whichever you prefer. But that for Christmas, even like if you've got the shaker domes and you've got the scene in the background and you're building a scene in there, use that as your snow at the base. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now, something else that I fell in love with, was it last year or the year before? Maybe last year. Was this, and it's the porcelain glass paint, or glass and porcelain paint, or gel from Cadence. Now it's like no, open it up. It is a gel. That's the best way to describe it, I would say. You watch, there'll be a foil on this one. Oh no, there isn't. Look at that. It's like a gel consistency, so it's not quite as thick as Pinflair glue gel, but it's nowhere near as runny as Mixion. Look, if I do that, now look, so it has body to it. But what this does, and I love this, if you've got a sponge, like your little round sponges, and you've got an aperture that you're going to put acetate behind, if you go around very gently, with like that, and just very gently dab it onto the acetate, it then looks like you're looking through a frosted window.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool. And it goes on and it's milky, but when it dries completely clear, but it keeps its texture. It's a brilliant product. This is going to be used for me for Christmas as well, because I love the idea of you've got your card front and then you look into the scene. I think that's going to be brilliant, especially with some of the papers we're bringing in at the moment. So if you want that one, I can't see the code. Can you read that code?
The code is Shop Frost, and that one is $5.99.
Now we have a couple, but not very many left, from Winterberry Lane. This would work perfectly with that.
Wouldn't it just?
Absolutely it would. So you've got your cottage, your wibbly wobbly line, which you know I'm obsessed with the wibbly wobbly line dies, and your trees in there. That is Mistletoe Manor, and it's $14.99. Then, in fact, I'm going to open that and show you, because you get, I want you to see the amount of metal that you're getting.
Dies.
Look at that. Isn't that clever? Love that. Love it. That cottage is beautiful. And then we've also got this one, which is your Winterberry Lane. So this one, if I turn it round, you print off the image that's on the front. Your second print off will give you all of these elements. You die cut these out, and then you build up like a tunnel card. Without the tunnel, but you build it up so it's dimensional. So you start here. So I would do a full one. Then I'd do another one that has just the snow, which would be these wibbly wobbly lines with your trees. Then you've got your house, you've got your little cottages, and then you've got your Christmas tree. And when you print off the reflection, it's really obvious where they go, and it's really obvious where the wibbly wobbly lines go as well. So if you want those to add to your collection that we're bringing you, that we brought yesterday rather, this is going to be fantastic for that. Right, let's do some printables, Lily, and then we can get, well, we'll do printables, and I'm going to get our lovely Emily to come behind and show you some of these samples, because they're glorious. Right, so talk me through our printables, please, Lily.
Should we start off with our premium pure print? Now, this is going to be absolutely amazing for all of your backgrounds that you're wanting to be printing off your downloads, your USBs. This is going to be absolutely incredible to give you that amazing representation of the colour that you see on your screen. Now, this is brilliant for all your printing. We'd say not to use it for your scan and cut, but you can die cut this one as well. But 140 GSM, I think that's ideal for all of your backgrounds. Could be for your inserts as well, but it's going to give you that lovely colour representation presentation. You're not going to have any of that blurriness, or you're not going to be disappointed because it doesn't quite look how it looked on your computer screen. It's going to give you that high quality finish that's really going to set the scene for a beautiful card or whatever it is you are creating with that. 140 GSM there, you're getting 75 sheets, A4 in size, shop premium for that one, and it's $14.99. Such a beautiful quality. The way it takes the ink is just absolutely incredible.
Okay, next.
Then we'll move on to our, should we do our 140 this time in our regular pure print? Now this is one that Mel uses day in, day out with her scan and cut. This is Mel's absolute favourite, isn't it, Mel?
I go through more of this than anybody else in the building, because I use it all the time. All the die cutters use the 250, scan and cut 140. And I'll tell you why, because so when you've got a die, the cutting edge on a die is beveled at the top, so it's not sharp. And when it reacts with that pressure in your rollers in your die cutting machine, it almost bevels the edge, so it pushes the card in on itself. When you've got something like a scan and cut and it's got a straight blade, you're going to see that raw edge. So having the paper thin enough, especially because we give you decoupage layers where they're applicable with the SVG files, you don't want to be seeing those thick white edges all the way to decoupage. So I always print on 140. The other thing that 140 is really good for, we had a lady yesterday say that she wanted to use a light board, but she couldn't see through the 250 GSM cardstock. So I suggested she printed it off on this, foiled on that, or did whichever she was doing on that, and then put it onto another piece of card, because then you can see that. So having different weights is really important, but that's why I would recommend, and there is a difference between the premium and the regular pure. The reason that the premium doesn't work on your scan and cut is because the fibres are so tiny and there's millions of them within that piece of card. If you put it on your mat, the surface area almost becomes denser, so it sticks to that card and it doesn't want to give it you back. But your regular pure print is fabulous. So that's your 140 and you get 100 sheets of that. It's great quality
to play with. I want to shop 40 for $12.99. Then as a die cutter, my personal favourite has to be the 250. I get through an awful lot of this card, whether it's going to be colouring with your alcohol pens, because your pure print is going to be brilliant for that. Card bases you can use it for, your die cutting, your printing, you can do all those techniques, and it's got that lovely, more of a heavyweight finish to this one. But once again, it's going to take all that ink absolutely beautifully to give you those beautiful printed effects with your reflections, your scenes, whatever it might be that you're printing with this beautiful quality cardstock. 75 sheets there for $12.99, 250 GSM, and that one is shop pure. So lots of different choices, whether you prefer your die cutting, your scan and cut, your construction, you got it all on this show to have a little look at.
Right, let's go through some of the other ones. So we have printable acetate. Now if you've got yourself the laser printer, I know a lady bought both of them last Saturday and used £384 worth of points.
Wow.
How exciting is that?
That's amazing.
Imagine that knocked off the price of your printers. These two printers arrived and you haven't really paid for them, have you?
That's why we love the points so much, isn't it?
Great, isn't it? I'm really happy about that. Right, printable acetate. Now, on the rough side for laser.
Yep.
On the smooth side for inkjet. None of us knew. Even Stephanie didn't know. And Diane came in and went, well, it is on the packaging. I was like, well, that's smart, I like. So brilliant for this. Now, if you've got a laser and an inkjet, you can print on your inkjet, then put your whatever else you want to put your other pattern on your laser, and then you can foil it. Brilliant. And printable acetate is brilliant.
It's a must-have.
Wraps, all that kind of thing. So that's your shop acetate, $14.99. You're going to get 25 sheets of that. If you want the rice papers, maybe you want to do some of these on canvases. So I keep saying I'm going to do this and I never have any time. But my thought would be go out and buy some inexpensive picture frames. Get some of the hardboard boards that we were doing, the MDF boards for the back. It could literally just be a frame. Doesn't even have to have glass or a back in it. Put this onto the back on your rice paper and then then put it in the frame, and that's your Christmas artwork.
Beautiful.
So if you want rice paper, it is shot rice and it's $12.99. Now this one I think is a must with this collection.
Oh, it's so special. This.
And your Winterberry Lane, because this is lovely. This is your holographic sticker sheets. Yes, I know. Yes, sticker sheets. They're self-adhesive sticker sheets. You can print on them. I would use your glossy photo settings if you're going to print on these. But this looks amazing printed. Let me show you this picture.
Oh, it's incredible.
Show you this. Because if you're thinking, oh, the artworks might be a bit grown up for that, look at that. Do you know, every time I look at that face, do you know who I see? Lowen. Love.
Oh, do you?
Look at her. Look at her eyes and her lips.
Yeah, I can see that now.
Right, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Can you see that at home? I imagine that's what Lowen looked like. She was beautiful. But how, doesn't it? Well, I can't look at it now without seeing her
now
face.
You've said it,
I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I love that. Lowen Love, bless her. I know. Right, now then, transfer paper. Now, this is completely different to anything to do with sublimation. I need to make that really clear. You can use this with your regular inkjet printer. Please don't use it on an industrial laser printer because it reacts with heat and you don't want this melting inside the printer that you're using at work without your boss knowing, because that would be a disaster, wouldn't it?
It would.
You're going to get 5 sheets and you've got 2 different options. So you've got the option for lights and the option for darks. And the light and the dark refers to the fabric that you're going to put this onto. Now, one thing you cannot do with sublimation is sublimate onto dark colours because it bonds to that material. So if you're working on a black bag and you've got a picture, it's going to bond. You're not going to see it because the black will take over. This is different. You can absolutely use this on black and on white or any pale colour. You do not need to have a high polyester count, so it will go on anything. You can go and buy Tesco's t-shirt now and do it. And I have to say the instructions in here are brilliant. Now, you could use a home laser printer, but they recommend that you print off 1 sheet, leave it to cool down, print the next sheet. All of the information that you could possibly need, down to ironing, heat on a heat press, heat with an iron, everything that you need to know is in the instructions that come in here. They're some of the best instructions I've ever seen written. And it's been done by the company that make the product. They're brilliant. You can tell they use it because they understand their product inside out. They're fabulous. So the one with 2.0 on is for your lighter colours. So the lower the number, the lighter. That's what I have to remember. Lower begins with L, lighter begins with L. That's how my brain it does it like that. And then on this side, you've got 3.0, and that's for your darker ones. Do you hear? Right, so there was a whole conversation going on yesterday lunchtime.
Not this again.
Rude. Flipping out, Lily.
Apologise.
Wow. They weren't there.
The guys at home might have been. Did the thing we spoke about last night?
Yeah, but that was last night.
Oh, well, you might have forgotten it.
You know I don't have pictures or colour in my head. There was this whole conversation going on about when you think a sentence, so I'm going to go to the shops when I finish here, but you don't speak it, you just think it. Do you hear your voice in your head? You do, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Do you?
I do.
Do you, Amber? I don't either. Do you? Let us know. Do you have your own voice in your head? Because I don't do that at all.
You're lucky.
I am very lucky. Listen, I have many other voices in my head, just not my own. Right, Lily, shall we go and do some demoing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was only teasing Lily as well. We don't fall out.
I was only teasing
like
as well, don't you worry.
It's just the way you said it. Oh, no, not again.
This again.
Yeah. Rude.
It was a little bit, I do apologise.
It's all right. I think it's
a bit cheeky, wasn't it? Oh dear, right.
Tell she's settling in now with the team, can't you?
I know,
it's getting fresh. You're about to see the real Lily now.
Comes out every once in a while. Right, before I get myself into any more trouble, I'll show you the boards first of all, I think, because this is absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm sat on the floor here. I feel very low down.
There's a cushion behind you.
Oh, so there is.
Never mind. Put yourself back, sit on the cushion because you've got to be comfortable. Oh. I have to have 3
blimey,
underneath me.
Here, aren't I?
They are. Yeah, that's better.
That's better.
There you are, see?
I did feel like I was sat on the floor there. Anyway, here we are. Boards. That's exactly what I'm about to show you. Now, the boards are absolutely beautiful. Now, we have used the dies to create these boards, but of course, you could be creating similar effects using your SVG cutting files. So it just goes to show how perfectly those scenes really do start, almost like as your chapter 1 of the story that you are telling with these beautiful dies. So first of all, we've got that stunning stag, which is just so opulent, so regal and strong in the way that it stood there against that scene. And then we move on to our gorgeous little pair of deers. Now, how super cute are they? Just sort of frolicking on that snowy scene there. Just adding a couple of those to your composition looks absolutely absolutely beautiful. But of course, that could be Christmas, it could be winter wedding, it could be any sort of winter birthday. It doesn't just have to be about your festive creations. Then we move on to our lovely frosty foliage. Now this is a must-have, isn't it? Love the fact that Amanda with this one, she's had it sort of in the way that it's meant to go, the right way up, but she's also turned it round, flipped it on its head and had it as almost like a trailing element, which I think looks absolutely incredible and just gives you that lovely balance onto your card fronts, just like so. And then for me, this has to be an absolute must-have in your crafty stash. It's your beautiful fir trees. You can see here you're getting all those different sizes right the way from that really large size tree all the way down to your tiny little dinky tree at the top there, but brilliant to have all the different sizes where you're building your perspective. And then finally, I've got to show you this one because this is a true work of art. Look at that.
That's our Amanda, isn't it?
That's Amanda at her finest, isn't it? You can tell that is an Amanda composition there. It is incredible. So much to explore within there, right the way from that background. Anybody recognise where that background's come from?
Yes, the film. Yeah, we did a whole show. When was it? Was it
Wednesday?
No, it wasn't
it was
yesterday.
Wednesday, I think.
It was Wednesday. David and I did one at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we did another show with it at 6 o'clock in the evening. Please make sure that you watch that because that's the basics of the film. Wait till you see what you can actually do with it. Have we got any left, Amber? You can iron it, you can put alcohol inks on it and iron it. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant product and it's a really good price. I'm just going to read a couple of these out. So, Maureen C says, no, I don't hear my voice either, Mel. No, well, good. I'm glad not just the only one, right? And then we've got this is Timothy. Hello. This set looks amazing. Just creating birthday cards for October and then carrying on with Christmas cards. Joanne says, no, I don't, but I can't see pictures or colours in my head either. Right, Joanne, I haven't seen your name before, I don't think. Are you new to us? Let us know. And we can all make you feel well. You're very welcome anyway. Right, so it's a thing, Joanne, called Aphantasia.
Oh, okay.
So think of the Disney movie, Fantasia, and then put the in front of it. Google it. It's really interesting. Aphantasia. And then Mandy Robbins says, I'm like you, Mel. I don't have a voice in my head and I don't visualise pictures in my head either. I find this digital crafting on computer and my scan and cut great. As before, I struggled with Just Dies as couldn't visualise what my card was going to be. I absolutely get that. And then we've got a little funny story from Alison. Funny story. My delivery of the snow arrived this week with my dies in a bubble bag. I was in the kitchen with my hubby when it arrived. I opened it and he fell about laughing. One bag of the snow had burst in the post. And as I pulled it out, I was covered in snow. So was the kitchen unit and the floor, and it sticks on everything. It will, because it creates static. I bet that was hilarious. Now then, if you just watch that scrapbooking show, you didn't get a photograph of that, but tell the story.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
tell the story. How funny is that?
Isn't that funny? Oh, brilliant. Any funny stories? We're always there open
Joanne
to those.
says, I love that. Oh, Joanne, that's lovely. No, I'm not new. I'm just quiet.
Oh,
join in, Joanne.
Yeah, let us know that
join
you're there.
in.
We get very excited.
Mrs. H9, no. Mrs. H9, no. Says, the voice in my head is posh. Oh, same here. No pictures of colour in my head. I love that. My mum used to do that. When she answered the phone, she'd go, hello, 248819. Or she was in a really naughty mood, she'd pick up the phone and go, yes, Battersea Dog's home. And the dog go, oh, sorry, wrong number. Now you know where I get my wickedness from.
I was going to say, I could tell you were related. Blimey, mate. Right.
It's genetic.
So we're going to do a really simple card just to show you how fabulously these start to build up simple compositions but look beautiful. So all we've got here is we've taken one of our scenes. I printed it off about 75%. Now personally, if I'm just printing a scene, I want to slightly alter the size. I tend to do it on the printer settings because I find it super easy. So quite often I'll print 2 to a page, which takes it down to about 65%. But here I've just went onto those printer settings and knocked it down to 75%. So it's going to fit perfectly onto my card base. Now I've got a little bit of my double-sided tape on the back there, of course our DIY Doctor tape, which I know we had a bumper pack of that on in the last hour.
Yeah, we did. You got 30 rolls. Yeah, 10 packs, for 19.99.
It's a little bit crazy. It'll keep you going for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd hope so anyway. So all we've got here is we've got a piece of our silver mirror card just to give it that lovely sort of magical wintry look and feel. So I've just peeled back a tiny little bit of that tape. I've folded over the corners there, so we've just got that ability to manoeuvre that into position, and then once we're happy, keep it anchored down with one hand, and then we can just pull at those little tails there, and that's going to allow that to stick perfectly into position exactly where I'm wanting it. I've just got a thin little border all around the edge there of our silver mirror card, so just catch that one there, and we've got our first layer ready to go onto our card base. So at this point we'll bring in our card that we've created already. So we've got a lovely 10-fold card, of course using our 250 GSM white pure print paper, and then that's just going to sit perfectly onto the front there. So just for speed, we'll go ahead and pop some of our bookbinding glue just onto the reverse of there, and that gives us all of our mats and layers ready to start to bring in all of these beautiful die cuts to build up our scene. So we'll just go ahead and we'll pop that into the centre of our card base there, and we've got that beautiful scene. You can almost feel that warmth from the sun. Perhaps it's sort of getting towards that sunrise or sunset sort of time of day. It's beautiful with those lovely pops of your orange on there that's sort of mirrored in some of that foliage, which I think works together beautifully. Now what we've got here is we've got a couple of our lovely stags. So we've got two of those, and we've also got two of our little deers. Now what we're going to do before we stick this to our card, we're going to do a little bit of decoupage, which is one of my favourite techniques to do with our die. So I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors. I'm going to keep one of each as whole, and then on the other one we're going to snip away a few areas. So all we're doing is we're thinking about what areas are going to be in front and which areas are going to be behind, and whatever's behind on that image we're going to snip away to give us that sense of perspective. It's not super complicated, you don't need to sort of overthink it, but just have a little think about what might be behind and what might be in front. And because we've got all those cut lines within that die already, makes it super easy, just almost like cutting between those lines to give you that snipped away element. And this is what we talk about when we talk about snippability all the time, especially when it comes to our dies here at Highlight Crafts. It allows you to get all those elements cut away really quickly and easily. So I've cut away one of his little legs there and a little bit of his antlers, and that's going to give us that sense of perspective. Now just before we actually glue that down, all I'm going to do is take the end of my poker tool there, so anything that's rounded, or of course you could be using your ball tool and your foam shaping mat if you find that a little bit easier. I'm going to add a little bit of roundness to there, which means it's going to give it that lovely shape, so a little bit more of realism to that, but it's also going to sort of cloak where we've got that glue. So the glue in the centre is not going to be seen at all from the side profile, and then we'll just line that up until we're happy that we've got the two flush over the top of each other. So we want those lined up perfectly, so just manoeuvre his antlers into position, and of course using your pin flare glue gel will give you a little bit of time to do just that, and then we've got our beautiful stag all laid up ready to be added onto our card. Then we're just going to go ahead and do exactly the same when it comes to our other beautiful little character here. So I'll just manoeuvre his legs so they're lined up, and then we'll take one of these that are going to stay whole, and then on the other one we're just going to go ahead once again, have a little look at what areas are overlapping and which areas might be more in the background. So I'm just going to chop away his little leg there that's behind the other one, and then we can add that to our full piece, and we'll snip away his tail there. So once again we're going back in to add a little bit more shape to his legs and just round it off so we've got that lovely beveled look to our die cut. And then once again we'll go back in with our glue gel, some of that in the centre, so we keep that roundness of his body, and then that's just going to lay perfectly over the top of there. So just taking a second just to line that up, and then that's going to give you that lovely layered effect. Now that's just 2 layers of decoupage. Of course you could go in with multiples and really start to build up that dimension if that's what you're wanting to do. You've got that gorgeous little character. How cute is he? Ready to go onto our card. So at this point we'll bring back in our card base that we've laid up ready, and before we start to stick any of our elements down here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lay things out and have a little look and play around with that composition. That way it just allows you to decide exactly where you're wanting things before you actually stick any of them down. So I think we'll have him on the right hand side and have them sort of where we've got that clearing within the trees. I think we'll pop both of those into there. So once again we'll go in with a little bit more of our pin flare just onto the reverse of that one, and then we'll stick him down so he's sat on the snow just like
What
that.
made you do that particular composition, Lily? I know why I would have done it that way, but I'm intrigued to know why you would have done it that way.
First of all, I like the way the heads are sort of facing towards each other, next to each other in that way. And then I like the fact that within our paper, I've chosen a paper where we've got that area that's a little bit more blank, a bit more spaced out in the middle, because we've got that clearing of the trees, and that allows us to have that space where we can actually nestle our characters in between. Of course, we could have had that one onto that side, but I feel it fits better in terms of the symmetry to have them. Can you see there, we've got less of a gap in the centre there to have it that orientation, rather than having it the other way around. You've got that little bit more space in the centre. But of course, just about having a little bit of a play around and seeing what works best for your project. So we've got those two sat in the centre now, and then all we're going to do, just to finish that off, is we're going to bring in some of those lovely tree die cuts. So we've got a range of different sizes, and we're going to start to layer these together. So we're going to have that, I think, tucked behind there, and it's just about starting to really build up that perspective, which is going to work beautifully. Before we stick that one down though, I think I'm going to tuck the slightly smaller one just behind. So we'll add a little bit of our glue to that one first. That one is just going to slot behind there, so we'll add that smaller tree first, and then in the foreground we'll have our lovely larger tree, which is the largest, I believe, of the trees within that die set. And then just to balance that out, so we've got that nice symmetry onto our card, we'll go ahead and do exactly the same on the right hand side. So we'll have a collection of 3 of these trees. So we'll go in with our largest one on the inside first, and then we've got our mid-size, which is just going to nestle up against that first one that we've just added. So we'll pop that down onto there. And you can see how this really starts to build that that scene together to give you that lovely layered and dimensional effect with all that perspective on there as well. Then just to finish that off, to get a little bit of detail at that top corner, I've just taken one of those beautiful sentiments that you are getting as part of your download, matte and laid onto some of our silver cardstock, and then we're just going to add that onto that top left hand corner. We've got a lot of detail down on that bottom section, so just to balance things out a little bit better, adding in that sentiment really does help with the overall balance of that card. A really simple, quick and easy card to put together, but isn't it beautiful? That artwork is just absolutely resplendent. Those images there in the foreground are just absolutely beautiful. Whether that's going to be for Christmas, a winter birthday, a winter wedding, it's going to work for all of those lovely icy wintry occasions.
Lovely. Right, now then, so I'll tell you why I would have laid it out like that, because I think it's interesting. We've been talking about layout and design online. Because this is not far off a square card, you've got the height of this Christmas tree in the paper and the small one over here. So putting the taller stag next to the smaller tree and the smaller little 4 next to the bigger tree balances out that symmetry even more. And it's little things like that. You know, when you look at a paper now, you'll go, oh, okay, so I want the taller one there and the smaller one there, just reflecting what you've got in your card. Right, now then, we've got a few of you commenting here. She said, Karen Henley Miller says, my dad used to answer the phone, hello, Underground Airways. Callers would just slam the phone down. Timothy says, worst thing I've done is when speaking to customers, I've gone into their accent. I do that. I'm really bad for that. Best one was an Irish family, lol. They were very impressed as the voice just worked. And Jonathan says, Mel, you've just nudged a memory of a friend of ours used to annoy her husband by answering, Battersea Dog's home, until he asked to speak to the chief. And she never did it again. That sounds a bit scary. Right, let's have a recap while our Lily gets ready for another demo for you. So let's have a look at these dies, because these are fabulous. Now then, we bought you this, was it yesterday, Amber? Was it only yesterday? Wasn't it? Yeah. Only yesterday. Oh, have we got a stock update, please? Can you work that out for me? A lot of you were buying this before the show, so we haven't got a massive amount left. I don't think we're going to reorder it. So if you want it, you need to get it now, because I don't want anybody missing out on this. I'm just going to ask our lovely Emily to come round and just have a look at these cards that are on the back, because I think this will give you inspiration. I think with the scenes that you've got, the card shape templates we've bought you recently, and all the background scenes that are on the Minecraft Studio, these are probably going to be the easiest Christmas cards that you make, because you've got 4 dies. So you've got the trees, which will give you, you've got a scene, first of all, which will give you the background. Then you'll have the trees in your midground, and then you'll have your characters in the foreground. That complete story. When you look at a card like that, that is one of the simplest cards to make, because all you've got is a few die cuts and the stag and the fawn, and that's no disrespect to the person that made it, because it's beautiful, but it's the mats and layers, but you don't need anything more than that. It's stunning. Or you could make it into your own tunnel card like this. How lovely is that? But even then, you know, you've got your village in the background. There's nothing complicated about this collection. It's just beautiful. And if you love that really elegant, grown up, clean, crisp, you know, that frost, you can feel the cold, can't you, when you look at it? And then the sun just coming through in that background. It's really beautiful. Please don't miss out on this one, because like I said, I don't think we're bringing this back. 65% of people have now put this into their baskets and checked out, which is great. Now then, we'll introduce you to the dies. So Ice to Meet You is going to give you your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tree dies. You're then also going to get Frosty Foliage. This is brilliant because you can have it hanging from the top of your tunnel card like that, or you can use it to ground elements, snip into it, use it in your background. You could even create a whole background with it. Just cut loads of them, put them onto a piece of white card, run it through your die cutting machine, no dies, just run it through so it flattens it a little bit, or it pushes it into the card. That could be a whole background. It's brilliant. Then you've got everything you need, haven't you? Background, foreground, midground. You've got your beautiful, Talia has the most beautiful face. It's soft and it's gentle and it's just really sweet. And then you've got the power of the stag next to that with Aspen. He is absolutely monumental, isn't he? He's wonderful. Look at these antlers, you know, and this is artwork that we commission with our artist Max, our illustrator. He's brilliant, isn't he? And then let's have a look again at what our Kath has made. Isn't this beautiful? So she's taken the pages out of an old hardback book, created herself a little platform at the front, and then used lots of Cadence goodies to create the snow and the backgrounds and the actual bark itself. So if I turn this round for you now, how wonderful is that? Isn't that fantastic? I absolutely love it. It's wonderful. Well done, Kath. Well done to all our design team, because you're blinking brilliant. And we certainly couldn't do that without you. Diane Street says, my father used to answer the phone. Hello, mental sanatorium. Oh, brilliant. I know. Doesn't it bring back memories, you see? This is why you need to scrapbook all those little stories that then don't get lost. Right, now then, let's have a look at the Micro Studio, shall we? Because this, for me, is absolutely worth its weight in gold. This is lovely. If you want your MCS by itself, you can get that. Shop MCS $6.99, but it does come with the bundle of the dies. So if you're just buying one die, you might want to pop this into your basket. But Shop Digital is going to get you all of the artwork, plus the SVG files. All of those SVG files. Now remember, these are scalable now, and if you took these into Micro Studio and created your own design, printed it off like I showed you on Tuesday, and then scanned in the black one, turned it black, scanned it in, you've got cutting files for your own design as well then. But let's go back to these scenes, because this is absolutely stunning. You can feel the cold. When you breathe in, you can feel that cool, crisp air, and you can see your breath in the air, and that's what this brings to me. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And for winter birthdays, this isn't just about Christmas. Think about your winter birthdays. You've got your overlays in here, so transparents. So if you put this over a piece of one of the pictures, or a plain piece of card, or one that you've knocked back, or whatever it is, this will then just blend in to that paper, because it's not printed on white, so it's not going to cover up what you've already got on your screen. So you've got those, and then you've got some of the nicest sentiments in here as well. Step softly, the forest dreams in winter. I love that. You're dear to me. Winter woods and warm hearts. Winter woods and warm hearts in a font. I love you dearly. Snow cute. Sending snowflake wishes. Oh, that's lovely. let it snow and frost on the branches, wonder in the air. Oh, I like those. They're really different. Then you're going to get your artwork so you can build up your own compositions and designs, and think about bringing in things like Winterberry Lane and mixing and matching the two together. Think about bringing in previous year's Christmas, because they'll all work perfectly together, won't they? It's lovely, isn't it? In fact, I can't remember what the collection was called, but we did one that had all the little houses on. We've brought it back recently, I'm sure we have, the little houses in the village. That would look fantastic with this, especially with those scenes. And then finally you've got your digi-stamps. Now you can foil these. You could do these on your pyrography for your Christmas Eve tray if that's what you wanted to do, but these are wonderful images. And then you also get your reflections artwork. So if you want that by itself, it's shop MCS $6.99. But if you're buying your SVG files, you're also going to get that included. So the dies come with it, and the SVG files come with it, so you're not missing out. And what we do with our SVG files, and I'm gonna repeat this again because we've had people buy scan and cuts this week and they won't know what they're getting because it was after the class, so I have to keep recapping for those of you that didn't start at the beginning. Right, so what we do when we're doing our SVG files, so scalable vectors means you can make them bigger without them pixelating, basically. And what we do is we give you 3 different sizes. So you always get the size that the die would have been. Then you get a smaller and a larger version, or a larger and an extra large version. And that will depend on what the designer thinks the artwork calls for. You're then also going to get all your detail designs. So when you look on the dies, all those detail lines that you get in there, you're going to get an SVG file with those in. So then you can foil on top of your reflections with your detail design on your scan and cut. It's brilliant. Then you're also going to get your outside edge. So if you want to create a scene or an aperture and then have the die cuts inside of your card, you can use that outside edge as a shape to then weld together and have your scene coming out through the front of the card. Love that idea. Then you've got your frosty foliage. You've then got Emily, can you just have a look, then they can see it, please, love. Oh, it's frozen. Maybe you were in the right spot. It's me. Is it frozen again? Yeah, it's frozen. We've got Aspen. So what was it too? Yes, if you want to roll those, but then you also get all your artwork, your reflections, and you get your reverse reflections, and you'll also get all your Minecraft Studio scenes, etc., etc. You can buy the SVG files by themselves at $9.99 if you're not interested in Minecraft Studio. But for me, Minecraft Studio, and I wouldn't say this unless I really meant it, but Minecraft Studio and Scan and Cut are a marriage made in heaven, because I've sat and watched Diane for years doing Minecraft Studio, and there have been some exceptions because it hasn't happened in every show, but in a lot of shows that I watch, people would message in and go, now how do I cut it out? And there wasn't really an answer apart from scissors. So now if you build your design in Minecraft Studio, print it off, turn it black by taking the brightness right over to the left, print the black one off, you scan the black one in to create the cutting file for the coloured one. So it doesn't matter how you design it, you'll be able to cut it, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, absolutely wonderful. So please, 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 if you haven't got this in your basket yet for your SVG files, get that in because it's absolutely stunning. And I'll get it added to next Tuesday's shows, and we'll do some stuff with this because I can see loads of different options that we can play around with that. So you'll get some education and demos on it as well. Right, let's recap. I want to recap this holographic film. Look at this. Imagine your Christmas cards with a pop of that behind. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? It's stunning, isn't it? Now that just printed on a rice paper would look amazing, but look at that with that rainbow of colour. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So if you want that, it's Shop Hollow, $14.99. It went out of stock. We've managed to get it back in for you, which is great. If you want your artificial snow, we're going to give you 2 bags. Be careful how you take it out of the packet because it will expand and it sticks to everything, as you found out. You're going to get 100 grams in total. That'll do all your Christmas, that, won't it? It'll do loads of it, and that is, bear with,
Shop Snow.
Shop Snow, £7.98. Now we've got some glitters for you. Now these were some of the glitters we were putting in between the film. and then we ironed it, and it gave it almost like that burnt metal look. It was incredible. I'm taking some of that home with me this weekend. I'm going to have a play. This is brilliant. All right, so if you want the glitters, shop South, $16.99, and they're not just any glitters. Can't just bring you any glitter. Look at these. They've got all the little different shapes in. You've got holographic, you've got iridescent, you've got all sorts of different ones going on. Really nice and shaker cards as well, these. Listen, hear that noise? Oh, that's like the bells in the distance as Santa's coming. No? It'll be interesting to see when Alice, my granddaughter, decides that Santa isn't real, because when she was 4, I think, yeah, probably when she was 4, my husband Mick decided he was going to go out and buy these 2 big Santa sacks that were red with the fur around the top, massive. And he made himself a jacket, all hand stitched, and a pair of trousers and a hat, right? So we go down early, it's like 5:45 in the morning. Kids are all excited. Alice has been told not to touch the Christmas tree because she kept pinching the chocolates off it. So I went in, Mick went round the back, and as she opened, she went like that. I said, go and have a look at your little window house outside. She's like, why? I said, because I think I've seen Santa. And as she opened the window, she just saw the back of Mick running round. And to this day, anyone tells her that Santa doesn't exist, she said he does because I've seen him. And then Mick ran into my car, got changed, and then walked through the front door. It was brilliant. Her little face, honestly, she was like, I've just seen Santa. He's there in my house. Oh, a little face. So that's another thing I need to scrapbook. Now, another thing that I would recommend that you get in your basket if you haven't already got it is this. This is your glass and porcelain gel. And if you use this with a little sponge onto acetate, so say you've got an aperture in your card and you're using acetate behind it, this will give you like a frosted look. You know, like your windscreen on a light frost. It looks like that. You know the frost that you get that as soon as the sun hits it, it starts to slide down the windscreen? It gives you that look. It's brilliant, and you need the tiniest amount. But then your cards look like you're looking through that aperture. If you got the window dies the other week and the door dies that have the glass panels in, you need this in your life because it's fantastic and it works brilliantly as frost. So that one is Shop Frost, and it is $5.99. Definitely please get that in your baskets because it's brilliant. Then we've also got a couple of dies left. So we've got Mistletoe Manor. This is the one with the house. If I turn it round, you've got the little cottage, you've got the wibbly wobbly lines so you can tuck the trees in and make them look grounded. So you've got that one. These are the only dies that are left from this collection. And then you've got Winterberry Lane. And their artwork for both of them is one of your reflections as well. But with this one, you cut this out a few times. So you do that, you cut it out, and then you use all of these different individual pieces to be able to build up that picture. It's fantastic. I love dies like this. I love it when we do these with the wibbly wobbly lines because they just look so professional. And I think that's what we all strive for, isn't it? As crafters, we want to be the best that we can possibly be. Right, Lily, are you ready to show us around my craft studio?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Gosh,
Thank
not got
you.
long left, so better get on with it.
Gosh, we haven't. Flipping heck.
I know.
Where did that hour go?
I'm not too sure, but I'm going to have to crack on with this. I want to show you first of all the scenes because the scenes are a little bit special. Now, when you come into that scenes folder, you'll notice you get all your lovely scenes included, but within there you do also have another couple of folders. You've got both your long depth and your short depth. So if you go into your long depth, we'll pull in that same scene there. Can you see at the front there, it's a little bit more hazy, it's a little bit less in focus, and it goes towards that focus as you go towards that background, which is going to give you such a totally different effect to your projects, depending on where you want that focal point to be. Now, if I then bring up that same scene onto short depth, it's kind of like the opposite. So you've got all that soft hazy focus in the background and it comes into that sharp detail that you can see at the front there. So just giving you something a little bit different that you can play around with these fantastic scenes. And you're getting so many of these as well, whether it's going to be the sunset, the sunrise, or in the middle of the day. You've got that beautiful woodland scene there, all that lovely frosty snow and that sun just sort of peeking out at the background there, which is absolutely stunning. So they're your scenes within your 3 different folders. You do, of course, also get your digi stamps, which I absolutely love. Amazing for pyrography, for foiling. Of course, you can print these on your laser printer and foil them straight away, or of course they're going to be amazing for your colouring as well. Reflections, of course, you've got those included too. Sentiments and your scene building. So all the individual components that you've seen within die format, you can start to build up all those scenes to create your own compositions digitally, which is incredible. And then finally, that sort of crowning glory for this collection is the fact that we're bringing to you a full collection of your sentiments, and all really heartfelt, almost quite poetic in the way that these are being written. Lovely mix of fonts within there as well. They're going to be that perfect finishing touch to all of your projects. Isn't it beautiful?
Fabulous, absolutely. Thank you, Lily.
You're very welcome.
Now, we've got a slight change. You're going next door.
I am,
to do a show with David. I will be back with you in an hour
12, yeah.
at 12 with a tattered lace sale.
Always very exciting.
You got that in stereo, didn't you? Tattered lace sale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't miss out on that because we've got some great deals, and I'll see you in an hour time. But stay tuned. Go and grab yourself a quick cup of tea, and David and Lily will see you on the other side of that wall. Take care. See you in a bit.